Alrighty, in this video we're going to talk about doing algebra with complex numbers. So kind of like adding them together or taking them away or timesing them together. Because complex numbers are just things that you can do that with. So the first thing that I want to talk about is finding the real bit and the imaginary bit of a complex number. When we talk about that, if I take this complex number here, you can see it's made up of that 3, which is real. But then the minus 4i is sort of the imaginary part of that. So the real bit is 3. And the imaginary bit is minus 4. That's how you write in an answer to that question like that. And yeah, you can see the topic booklet has a few examples similar to that. Next, we're going to do adding and taking, which are hopefully pretty straightforward. If I want to do z plus w, well, I add the real bits, so I get 5 plus 2, which is 7. And then 3i and 6i give me 9i. That's how I'd add two complex numbers together. Similarly here, 3 and 4 give you 7 for the real bit. And then 8 and minus 2 give you plus 6i for the imaginary bit there. Next, subtraction. So you can do 4 take away 5. So you're going to get minus 1. And then 9 take 6i, so plus 3i. That would be z take w. Then you got this one here. So 6 take 4 is 2. And then 8i take minus 2i gives me plus 10i. You've got to be really careful with negatives there when you do that. All right. Multiplication. It does get a bit trickier, but it's just crab claw for pretty much every question. So if I want to find PQ in this situation, so I'm going to look at 3 plus 4i times 5 plus 2i, and I'm going to crab claw that out. So if I try and do that, I'm going to get 3 and 5, which is going to give me 15. Next, I'm going to get 3 and 2i, so that's plus 6i. Next, I'm going to get 4i and 5, so plus 20i. And next, I'm going to get 4i and 2i, so that is plus 8i squared. All right, next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to collect any like terms. So that's 15 plus 26i. Now this 8i squared thing here, well, I squared is minus 1. So that's 8 times minus 1. So that's 15 plus 26i, take 8 if you like. So now we collect our real bits and our imaginary bits. So the real bits is 15 take away 8. That should give you 7. Plus 26i. And there we go. Now, if you want, you can actually do this on a calculator and it will spit out the answer. You're just going to make sure your calculator's in the imaginary numbers mode before you try and do any algebra with it. But this is really good for double checking your answers. So if I want to do 3 plus 4i and 5 plus 2i, you just times them together like normal on your calculator and it should spit out the same thing that I've got here fully simplified, which it does. So that's really good news. Next one we're going to try is this. So first term we're going to get is 2 and 3, which is 6. Next one I'm going to get there is 2 and minus 2i, which is minus 4i. Then I'm going to get this one here, which is take away 3i. And then I'm going to get this last one here. 2 negatives make a positive, so that's going to be plus 2i squared. Now this actually becomes take away 2 because I squared is minus 1 there. Be really careful with that. So my real bit's going to be 6 take 2 gives me 4, and my imaginary bits are going to be minus 7i. Now with division, we're going to leave that to the next video, just because otherwise this topic will get a bit too long for one video.